Good morning, beloveds. It's Tuesday, I think. It is Tuesday. No, I know it's Tuesday. I went for a run today. I forgot my hat. Like, I was around the corner and I was like, why is the sun so... Oh, I'm not wearing a hat. So, yeah. And that was Foster. No idea what he had to say. He's in the window, looking out the window in the sunshine, and then just strolled out of the room. All right. It is March 9th. Our title is Relaxation in Treatment. If we feel that our thought, by our own will and through the power of concentration, must go out somewhere in the invisible and compel things to happen, then we will put a strain on our prayer or treatment. This is one of the things that we must avoid. Our prayers are spoken in faith, then released to the power of the law. Through the use of faith and belief in affirmative prayer, that which we call spiritual mind treatment, something greater than ourselves acts upon us. If we had the same faith in spiritual laws that we have in physical ones, our faith would be complete and miracles would happen every day. As we turn to the divine center within us, then, realizing the fullness of activity of the living spirit is working through us, let us announce our good. Without effort or strain, and in a relaxed receptivity, let us know that the law of mind acts upon our word. Not asking how or why, but the simple acceptance and complete belief, let us permit this good to be established into our experience. Knowing that the divine presence has given me of its nature, I accept that everything of good is right where I am and is active in all my affairs. Today, everything in my life comes under the control of God's intelligence. Everything is harmonized by it and unified with it. Consequently, my faith is complete. I know that I will be guided in everything I think, say, and do. I know that peace and joy and happiness will flow from me to everyone I meet. Today, everything in my experience is made glad and joy goes before me, making every experience happy and radiant with life. Be still and know that I am God. And that is Psalm 46:10. Okay. That was the Bible quote, by the way. So I have a couple of thoughts initially, and then I'll go back through it. Starting with willpower. Because we talk a lot about willpower in our culture, but we don't in science of mind. Because literally when we are doing treatments, when we are doing affirmative prayers, when we are doing spiritual mind treatments, it's not us willing things to happen. It is us stating into the spiritual law what we want and then allowing it to come to us. We don't have to sit there and will it to happen. And that's why we talk about knowing what you want, but letting go of the how. It's when we get bound up into the how that we tend to use our own willpower. And it gets exhausting. It really does get exhausting. And so that's one of the things that Ernest encourages you to give up. Give up the how and give up the willpower. And it is a large degree, it is asking a large degree of trust to state what you want into the law, the spiritual law, and then allowing it to come to you. Now, that being said, towards the end of it, he makes the comment about guided in everything I think, say, and do, and that gets it sounds a little bit like fate. And it's like, you're not being told what to do, But when you release your treatment into law, then spirit will gently nudge you by bringing things into your experience that say, hey, here is this. If you follow this and do this, then this will move you closer to what it is that you've said you want. So it's not about fate. It's not about being controlled, but it is about recognizing, because we've been talking about putting feet under our treatment, starting with Reverend Arthur, not last Sunday, but the Sunday before. If you didn't see it, please go to the YouTube channel and catch Reverend Arthur putting feet under your treatment. That's the title of his talk is not that, but that's the essence of his talk. So it's not, when we say guided in everything we say and do, and think, it's not about being controlled. It's not about being controlled. It really is about recognizing the spirit around us and accepting those gentle, I say nudges, or signs, if that makes you more comfortable, that say, hey, this is what you've asked for, come this way. Hey, this is what you've asked for, go this way. So it can get a little weird in there. It's like, release, but no. So those are just two of my initial reactions. But the relaxation in treatment, the release, the final step is, once you've treated for it, you gotta be willing to let it go. Because once you let it go, then you give it the freedom to come to you. And you gotta be willing to not dictate how it gets there. And one of the biggest things about not dictating how it gets to you is spirit is infinitely creative. And if we say it can only come to me this way, you're limiting your options of how it can get to you. Because frequently when we treat, things come to us in ways that we would never have thought of. And that's the beauty of really releasing your treatment and letting spirit figure it out. Because spirit's got it. It'll figure it out. It knows how to do this. And it has, infinite pathways to get to you. So don't limit your choices. Don't limit your choices. All right. So if we feel that our thought, by our own will and through the power of concentration, must go out somewhere in the invisible and compel things to happen, then we will put a strain into our prayer or treatment, which is not what Ernest does. And mostly because if you go back and look at our history of Science of Mind, where our idea of treatment came from is the way Jesus prayed. And Jesus didn't have any strain or will. He just said this, and then he let spirit figure it out. He let God the Father within him figure it out. It wasn't Jesus's will. It was God's will. And Ernest says the same thing. We don't have to compel things to happen. We do need to know what we want. We do need to be willing to state what we want. And then we need to let it go. Not how it comes to us. We don't have to make it happen. We just have to be open to the signs that will move us in the direction of what we want. Okay, this is one of the things that we must avoid. Our prayers are spoken in faith, then released into the power of law. Through the use of faith and belief in affirmative prayer, which we call spiritual mind treatment, something greater than ourselves acts upon us. So we're not using our power. We are using the infinite power available to us through spirit. If we have the same faith in spiritual laws that we have in the physical ones, it's like every time you jump off the bed, you're pretty confident that gravity's going to pull you down, not let you float up. Just a silly example. Our our faith would be complete and miracles would happen every day. Honestly, miracles do happen every day. Miracles happen every day. Birds sing, flowers bloom, grass grows, babies are born. It's all miracles. We've just narrowed our definition to the supernatural. So, open up your definition of miracle. Okay. As we turn to the divine center within us, then realizing the fullness of the activity of the living spirit is working through us, let us announce our good. As we turn to the divine center within us, that place where nothing has been wrong, that place where we meet the unfiltered God or the unfiltered spirit, then realizing the fullness of the activity of the living spirit working through us, not by our power, but through the power coming from the infinite through us. Let us announce our good. It's not my power. It is coming through me. And as it comes through me, I make it into my own. But it's not mine. And I don't hold it. I channel it through me, which means as it comes through me, it goes out to bless everyone else around me as well. It just had this idea of when we try and hold on to that power, it's like we become spiritually constipated. Think about that for a minute. Without effort or strain, and in a relaxed receptivity, let us know that the law of mind acts upon our word. Relaxed receptivity. Let us know that the law of mind acts upon our word. Thought wrapped in feeling. What do you really want? Not asking how or why, but with the simple acceptance and complete belief, let us permit this good to be established in our experience. And there it is, not asking how or why. And the why is, that can come down to frequently when we pray, we have questions of worthiness. Do I deserve this? Why should I get this? Well, you're a beloved child of God. And again, about the how, Spirit has infinite pathways. If we dictate the how, we're limiting how Spirit can get to us what we have asked for. Knowing that the divine presence has given me of its nature, I accept everything of good is... Okay, hang on. Knowing that the divine presence has given me of its nature, it has given me of its nature because I am made from, we are made from, you are made from God's stuff. That means that you are made in the nature of God, with the nature of God, through the nature of God. You carry all of the embodiments, those God qualities within you. So, I accept that everything of good is right where I am and is active in all of my affairs. That comes down to accepting. That comes down to accepting all of those God qualities are within you. And when I say God qualities, creativity, unity, peace, love, joy, happiness, harmony, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the thunder and lightning. Although, today, everything in my life comes under the control of God's intelligence. He uses that word and the control, and that's where we can get a little weird. Control. That's one of the reasons why we use the word patterning intelligence, because we do get a little weird about control. So everything in my life comes under the control of God's intelligence. Basically, there is a pattern of intelligence, and I am willing to release me into that pattern and follow that pattern. So if the word control strikes you as a little hard, he's not talking about fate, and he's not talking about you not having a choice. Everything is harmonized by it and unified with it. Pattern. Consequently, my faith is complete. I know that I will be guided in everything I think, say, and do. But that's the choice. That's where the choice comes in. It's like Spirit is going to come to you. The law is going to come to you and say, okay, this is what you've asked for. And here's, if you will go this way, that will get you, however many steps closer to what it is that you've asked for. But you have a choice. Do you follow the gentle nudges, the spiritual signs? Do you follow that towards what you want? Because you don't have to. You still have a choice. And that's what it is about being open to the intelligence of Spirit. I know that peace and joy and happiness will flow from me to everyone I meet. Power statement. I would like to be an island of calm in the world. So I am an island of peace, I'm an island of joy, I'm an island of happiness to everyone I meet. Am I 100% of the time? No, but I make an effort. I make an effort. Because that is what I want to be. And I work on it. I practice. Today, everything in my experience is made glad, and joy goes before me, making every experience happy and radiant with life. So, the Bible quote is, "Be still and know that I am God." And that is the relaxation in treatment. I have asked for what I want. And now I have to be still and know that God is working. I have to be still and know that Spirit is working. And that what I have asked for is coming to me. And I am being guided towards it. And I just have to let it be and not try and will it into experience. Because that will exhaust you quicker than just about anything else. And I know patience is a virtue. It doesn't happen to be one of mine. I get it. It's something that we work on. Which is why my motto is patience is a virtue, and I get to practice it a lot. All right. Our mission, should we choose to accept it? There's a whole lot in here. I think our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to know that the law of mind acts upon our words. Not, and we release the need to ask how or why. Just simply accept it. And honestly, that can be really hard, especially if we have a tendency towards being a little bit of a control freak. I'm calling myself out right there. Yeah, so that's the mission. Let go of the willpower in the instance of your treatments. And know that Spirit has infinite ways of bringing it to you. And that is the reason why we release. If we get too bound up in the how, we limit the ways that Spirit can work to bring us what it is that we've asked for. So let go of the how. All right, beloveds, I'm going to encourage you, as I always do. Do something loving for yourself. Do something kind for yourself. Do something compassionate for yourself. And perhaps today it can be relaxation in treatment. It can be letting go of the need to will it to happen, the need to will it to happen faster, the need to will it at all. To recognize that we are being guided gently. It's our choice to accept the guidance, but we are being guided. But it's your loving, kind, and compassionate act for yourself. And I know I say do something. I would encourage you to always be that way. But we got to start somewhere. So one loving, kind, compassionate act a day. until you're ready to do more. Because the more you practice on yourself, the more you have for everybody else. And that's how we make the world a better place. So, all right, beloveds. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful day here. If you haven't gotten a little sun on your face yet, please do. Little early morning sun, 5-10 minutes. It really can make a difference in your life. And drink some water. Drink some water. Hydration is super important. But please remember, you are a beloved child of God in whom Spirit is well pleased, always and forever. So open the windows of your soul and allow that breath of heaven to remind you, you do live in heaven now. It really is about opening up and accepting it, seeing it around you. Because the more you look for it, the more you see, and the more you see, the more there will be. And the more that there is around you, the more that there is for everyone else. And that is the beauty of science of mind. What we want for ourselves, we want for everyone. And we want everyone to have that breath of heaven. And we want everyone to know that they are beloved children of Spirit. So, it is the place that we hold. All right, beloveds, I'm going to move into the process of my day. I am going to encourage you to do what you need to do to make it a wonderful day, to make it a fantastic day. Do something to engage your mind and your body. Go for a walk. Open your windows. Get a breath of fresh air. Whatever it takes. All right, beloveds. Reverend David should be on Facebook Live with you around 5 p.m. I will be back with you at 9 a.m. tomorrow. And if you do enjoy these and want to go back and look for any of them, because we are closing in on a year of this, I do have another book. I am archiving them on the Running Rev Ryan YouTube. And if you haven't checked out the Creative Life Spiritual Center YouTube channel, that's where all of the Sunday talks and the Wednesdays that we had before. I mean, obviously we haven't done any in the era of Corona. Eventually we'll get back to that. So those are all, and I sorted them all into playlists to make them easier to figure out. You've got a guest speaker playlist. Anybody who's done more than one talk that I have on video, I've given them their own playlist. And then they're sorted into the months as well. So you can go back and have some fun. All right? Do what you need to do. All right, beloveds? Know that Spirit loves you, and so do I.